Hi everyone, well it's Roz here from Brumby Horse Life, and today as I'm driving into town, so sorry about the background noise, I do a review of Drent and what I think of him. I give him a triple plus for the way he handles his horses, and for his channel. I'm really impressed. I really enjoy watching him and I learn all kinds of little things. Anyway, come along for the ride with me, and like I said, forgive me for the noise, but it also will give you a bit of a view of where we live and what it's like to live in the outback of Victoria. Hi everyone, well it's Roz here from Brumby Horse Life, and this week's review is on Drent. He's from the Netherlands. His partner is Matt Haneke, and this week I discuss my thoughts and views on Yasser and his horsemanship. I want to say up front that I'm really super impressed with Yasser. I love the way he handles horses. I love his attitude to life. He reminds me of a sweet, gentle butterfly. He's beautiful inside and out, and he has a lovely manner about him when he's dealing with his horses and other people's horses too. So I binge watched him last night, but I think my favourite episodes were where he's dealing with a friend's problematic horse, and you could really see that this horse was just agitated all the time, had trouble staying calm. Didn't know how to feel its own body, so it was like a leapy jumpy kid, with an ever ready battery. And Yasser wasn't put off by that at all. He just calmed that beautiful horse in a very sweet and gentle way, and didn't ask too much of the horse, but it was also consistent with him. And I liked those two principles, that he was consistent, calm and forgiving. All too often, we have unrealistic expectations on horses, or we humanise them to the extent that we think that they're purposely rebelling against us like naughty people. And that's not the truth. Horses don't understand at times what you're asking of them, or they've had a bad experience, or they just, have got so much energy in their body they don't know what to do with it. And sometimes it's just confusion on both parts, the handler and the horse. So the trick for anybody who's resolving problems is to work out what the underlying cause is and how to deal with that horse successfully. So Yasser did that last night for his friend. I watched 2 episodes and I really loved his approach to dealing with this problematic horse. He just slowly, consistently, step by step, he never pushed this horse too far. He just took one step at a time, encouraged him constantly, settled him down, and did a marvellous job. So I really enjoyed it. If you haven't watched it, do so, because I think you'll benefit from it too, especially if you've got problematic horses and you've got a horse that doesn't know what to do with its body but is full of energy. In my mind, relationships are everything, and whether it be with the people around you or your animals, and how you approach life. And none of us are perfect. We all make mistakes. We all have good days. We all have bad days. And sometimes our fuse is short, sometimes our fuse is a very long one. But what I like about Yasser is that he seems to have a very gentle, sweet nature and personality. He's also got a good sense of humour, and I love the way he plays with his pony, and I think it's Macho or Nacho. I get confused with some of the names. You can just see that his horses want to work for him because they enjoy performing for him. He's constantly encouraging them to bring out the best in themselves without being overly demanding, and I think that's an art form that is being sadly missing in a lot of the disciplines that we see in the horse world today. It also makes me think about my own training with Billy, and I work on a fairly similar sort of basis. For me, It's always about working within Bill's comfort zone, and I notice that's what Yasser does with his horses. It's not overdoing it, keeping it short, giving the horse time to process that information, especially if it's new information that they're learning, and accepting the fact that sometimes the horse is going to say no, and doing it step by step so that you're doing it in a safe manner, a balanced manner, and accepting the horse for where they are today and not where you want them to be. The other episode I watched last night was the horse communicator with his bullfighting horse, Gaia, I think his name is, and he's a gorgeous horse. And I noticed that while the communicator was there and Matt was holding on to the horse, that his lovely horse just wanted to play with him constantly. And I was trying to figure out whether it was boredom, whether it was a bit of ADHD in horses, you know, what really was that high state of not anxiety, because I don't think it was anxiety in any way or form. I think it was just energy. It was bustling with energy, and I'd like to see how that horse behaves when he's out in the paddocks, and if he's got somewhere to, you know, really get that energy out and enjoy being a horse. Because I think sometimes, well, you know, stabling horses is good because you keep them nice and safe. With a horse like that who's just got a ton of beautiful energy, you know, doing what I think that Yasser and Matt are doing now, by they've bought their own property and they're doing their paddocks up so that their horses can be out 24/7, is a fantastic idea, and I think it's really going to benefit their horses, and particularly the bullfighting horse, because I think that he's just loaded with natural energy and fire in his belly, and I think that it'll be really good for him to have that energy placed somewhere where he can use it for his own free time, and so I'm really looking forward to all the changes that go on in their new property and all the fencing that they're doing. That's pretty exciting, and so I've been watching both channels, Yasser and Matt's channel, to try and keep up to date with what's happening. The other thing I really like about Yasser is there's a real wholesomeness to him, and a spirituality that I really particularly like. I like the fact that there's no swearing, there's no arrogance, he has a gentle approach. He never, he's not egotistical, and that's really such a blessing to see, because, you know, there's a lot of horse trainers sell their product off their own ego, and but, you know, Yasser doesn't do that. It's about his whole lifestyle, and you know, you can see that he works really hard. They obviously have a lot of irons in the fire when it comes to business, and he and Matt have done very well, of course, but it's not in your face. It's not look at me, look at me, look at me. It's about the horses, it's about their life, the journey of their lives, the ups and the downs, and about their horses, you know. So if you haven't watched either channel or the Horse World channel, do so, because I think you'll really enjoy it. And if you like a gentle manner, you'll particularly like Yasser, because he just comes across in every episode of having this very sweet, gentle, wholesome nature, and I like that. You know, I'm tired of the rough, tough cowboy type horse trainers who it's all about them and their arrogance and their showmanship. I want to see people who are genuine, who really love their horses, who look at their horses as sentient beings, as worthwhile creatures that they want to have a relationship with, built on love and trust as the foundation. So, like I said, if you haven't watched Yasser, do so, and also his partner Matt Haneker, who I absolutely love as well, who's very quirky, and I love him for his quirkiness. Matt is focused at the moment on the house renovations, and it's very exciting. I watch every episode. I'm sure many other people do too. And, I'm proud of him as a fellow Australian. I love to see that he succeeded so well in life. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this review of Drent, and if you like our channel, please subscribe, hit the like button, and my next review will be on Camilla Abel. All right, thanks everyone.